It's C-Doc again.
What's up, party people in the place to be? It's C-Doc again. It's Tuesday night. Yes, indeedy. And, gonna do the damn thing as we always do. Hope everyone is doing well out in the world, staying warm, staying cool, whatever you got to do. I'm gonna bring my co-hosts on for the evening. One of the hosts of People's Distinctive Travels, hailing from Jersey, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, Ultramag 7.
Doc, what's happening, brother?
What's up, homie? How are you?
I'm good. No complaints.
Fantastic. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, it was 60 degrees today, so I think it's officially spring.
I know, right? It was like 54 here, but the sun was out. It was beautiful. It was
I'll
nice.
take it. I'll take it.
Exactly. Our other co-host this evening hails from Los Angeles. The homie, the stromie from way back. Ladies and gentlemen, Knackwurst.
What's up, y'all?
Got the Cubs hat on tonight.
Okay. I'm trying to stay warm. It is under 60 degrees again.
Oh, so you have like our weather.
Coming down hard.
Is it really?
We're wetter than I've ever been in Los Angeles. 12. They say it's the 12th atmospheric river.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Season.
Crazy.
It won't stop. How y'all doing?
Yep, that's crazy. We're good, man. We're good. So at least you're staying dry. Okay, that's what's up.
Trying.
Our final co-host is here but not here yet, so we'll talk to her in a minute when she's ready to come on.
Here but not here yet.
Yeah, exactly. So so bear with me, guys. It has been a busy day, and I have just been like, I can't get my shirt right. See, look, it keeps messing with me.
Hey,
you got to show that logo off.
Yeah, there's the logo.
Okay.
Watch the show on Tuesday nights on Channel 0. Wait, you already are. So, oh God, it's terrible. All right, anyway, I just need to shut up. Yeah, it's been a busy day. It's been a busy day, and so I'm like, damn, I got a show tonight. I got to get ready. Got to get my head in the game, and I'm so not in the game at all. But that's all right. What's good, Knack? Knack? What's good, man? What have you been listening to lately? I always like to check into to what you've been revisiting and whatnot, or finding anew.
Yeah, good question. So, not a lot of hip hop, to be honest. Well, actually, let me start by saying I've been listening to Return of the DJ. Definitely been playing that CD.
All right, that's what's up.
That's a hip hop CD. That's on Spit Slam.
I'll take that.
New DJ compilation for those out there who haven't heard, but I do love that. I'm really into that. Just kind of some punk rock records and weird indie type stuff.
Yeah.
Tobacco. If you ever listened to Tobacco, lately I've been keeping Tobacco on loop. It's good for working. I'm a software engineer, so it's instrumental music, but it's also very weird and it's very beat oriented, but with a sound that doesn't really sound like anybody else. So
dope.
Tobacco's been in my ear lately.
Okay, I may have to check that out. Ultra Mag, what about yourself?
I actually recently discovered this guy from St. Louis called Be the King. So BeeDaking, and on Instagram it's BeeDak1ng. But I was on an Instagram live and his mother was spamming the comments. And she's like, listen to my son. And I'm like, okay. And then she bought like a bag. So, she put money in my pocket.
Right.
I said, let me check out the music. And I was pleasantly surprised. So,
way to go, mom.
I've been digging in. Yeah. Good looking mom.
Yeah, right.
But, I've been digging into his stuff. The MC out of Milwaukee named Mack, he's got a new song with Sky Zoo. I've been listening to that. So, digging into some stuff.
Excellent. Yep. Gotta let the people know, man. Gotta spread the word. So
No doubt.
Belal's catalog too. I've been playing the tapes and the vinyl. And streaming, of course. Had to get in a little streaming too.
Have you noticed the changes?
Actually, no. So I would love to hear some of those details right now because I think the only thing I think I noticed was like a shorter version, like a radio version, at one point. Like okay. But what changes are you referring to?
Oh, there's a bunch. Yeah, there you go. That's got to be the OG, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
got to be the OG.
No Cool Breeze on the Rocks.
No Cool Breeze on the Rocks, right?
Yeah.
They took that off on streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe just clearance. I mean, how many samples, right?
Yeah, there's an album's worth of samples on that one little song alone. So,
So that's funny. I do have the cassette reissue. It's actually over there. I haven't opened it yet. It's blue, but I need to play it. Got the blue tape. I got to play it just to see if it left anything off. But of course, I have my original cassette from 1989, which I don't need to tell you guys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I really blew my head open in '89. So love that they're getting that recent shine. Rest in peace to Dave, of course. But yeah. I got my
actually, you know what? Yeah, because there's a lot. We should actually try to catch as many changes as we can. I
gotta go check now.
Yeah,
I gotta go check. I bet they left stuff off of De La Soul is Dead.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm trying to remember if I had noticed anything on De La Soul is Dead. The ones I did notice, the couple on 3 Feet High. There was one thing I noticed: the sample at the very beginning of End Focus on Balloon Mind State is a re-record. Yeah, which I thought was weird, but okay.
So I wasn't even aware that they had to do that at all. I guess I thought everything was kosher and it was just going to come out finally. But with all those samples, I'm like, everything got through.
But what gets me is like after. Real quick, Jenny. Anyway, what gets me is that you would think everything after 3 Feet High, because they got sued for 3 Feet High, like clearance wise should have been fine.
Right.
Right.
So I mean, there's still some really hard stuff to sample in that mix. Like,
yeah, sure.
Like, so I don't know. It's just there's just so much that could get.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like this album, and they take it
off. Right.
Yep.
They rip it off the shelves.
Yeah.
They did, and it's a travesty that album never really got reissued correctly or anything.
If anybody would like to buy this, I'm selling it to the highest bidder.
I have one.
I have the CD. Yeah, I have the CD. What's funny is like that song is not even really that, like it wasn't like going to be a big hit or anything.
It's not even really a sample, right? It was an interpolation, or maybe it's both, but
I think it's a sample and then like a cover kind of thing. But it was just
but all it takes is for that artist to be like, "Fuck that, I don't like that."
Yeah. So, what was that guy? What was that guy's name?
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't quite sure if I got the right Gilbert.
Nope, you're right. Yeah, Gilbert O'Sullivan. Fuck you for ruining hip hop. Thank you.
Alone again, naturally.
Yeah. Yes. You fucking jerk.
Suck it, Gilbert. You're alive. Yeah, that was emotional because I loved Biz as a kid. Like, and that was like when I didn't even listen to Biz for a few years because he got fucked, and then like you didn't really hear the music and you sort of forgot about Biz, and it was just a different time in my life, whatever. But yeah, that would have been awful for anybody's career.
Yeah, man.
Yank the whole thing.
Fucking whack, man. So and really changed sampling from there on. You know?
Yeah. That was the beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end. Yep. So, yeah. Jennifer, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. I got way too many things going on at the same time.
Oh, you and me both, sis. Jeez. One of those days.
Staying dry?
What? No. It's the backyard is flooded.
Oh,
do you not see what's happening here?
Yeah. Well, I see what's happening outside. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
My backyard is flooded right now.
Oh, no fun.
Today was
but
bad.
on another note,
there you go. Yak from front, freaking all the stunts, stabbing with the loot, hitting the blunts.
That's that family entertainment right there.
Yep.
It
Word
is.
to Yagfu. For all the kids watching this on the replay,
don't.
There you go. Yeah, don't. Right.
Just say no.
Fuck yeah, kids. So
don't listen to them kids.
Yeah.
But on this note, everybody go and follow them on YouTube.
Yes.
They have a channel now.
Yes.
Yep. And go check out the remastered Secret Tapes streaming now.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you get your streams.
In the words of C-Doc, fuck yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Jennifer. Well, let's get into the show, man. Our guest has been patiently waiting while we ramble on like fools. He is a member, a Strong Island mainstay from way back. A member of Groove Be Chill. You might know, some people know him as Super B. Ladies and gentlemen,
he's laughing.
DJ Belal.
Belal.
Salute. Salute, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
That was a good monologue. I'm all right. Yeah.
My half-ass intro? Yeah.
Y'all did your homework on that one. Y'all pulled that one out, but
Super B.
Oh, man. Oh, well, look. Guess who else showed up? Well, we might as well bring him in, too, because he's another Strong Eye mainstay. The powerful power lord himself. Sugar Bear.
Hey, yo, what a dilly. I didn't know you were going to bring me in this early, man. I just jumped on, man. I think
Why not, man? What's up, Bear?
I thought that, you did your monologue, and then I'm thinking that you're going to, go through his little questionings and all that stuff, and then bring me in.
We'll get there. Nah, man.
All right, cool.
Little questionings.
Yeah, the little questions.
Yeah, it's little questionings, man.
Yeah.
What up, Blah?
What up, Sugar Bear?
Ain't nothing, big dog.
Yeah, I need better writers for my opening monologues.
Yeah, it do sound like a Vegas act. And said, funny thing happened to me on the way to the studio today.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, exactly.
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, Belal,
Good to see y'all. Knockworth, I ain't see you in a minute, man. What's going on, big dog?
Hey, I'm maintaining, man. How you doing, Sugar Bear?
Hey, it's what it is, man. Ultra, you already know. Jen, it's all good.
My brother.
Yeah. Word. The show is about Belal, though. My dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's start, because you were saying earlier that you started off as an MC.
Yeah, I started off as an MC when I came to Wine Dance from South Jamaica, Queens. But I heard y'all, talking about records. Basically, I started MCing in my father's band. My father was a known songwriter back in the day. He wrote a lot of songs for Gladys Knight and the Pips. A few songs of Gladys Knight and the Pips. Wilson Pickett, Beanie King, Don Covey, the Rolling Stones did one of his joints called Mercy Mercy.
Wow.
So he was heavy, and he was a session guitar with in the 60s with Jimi Hendrix and a whole bunch of people. Cornell Dupree. So that's when my name was Little Ronnie back then, because his name was Ronald Miller. And I used to run around, and when rap started coming in, he used to play with the Fatback Band.
Oh yeah.
And first time I ever heard anybody rap live was a King 10. sir, rapping live at a gig. He was like,
Wow.
just came and he just rapped, and I had to be like 9, maybe.
Yeah.
And all those yeah. So I that was my first really glimpse of an MC, young, So yeah. When I came to Wine Dance in '75, summer '75, went to school in Wine in '76. Everybody wanted to get into hip hop. Hip hop was bubbling.
Yeah.
It was like the kids be beating up, dudes be beating on the on the desk or at the lunchroom, and y'all know how it was. It's like if you came from the era, it was hip hop group within the schools, elementary, high school. Like dudes with bigger brothers, they would get the tapes. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we just listen. Being out on Long Island, out Wine Dance, she used to call us out being out in the woods. But wine, but Wine Dance, the towns back then was Wine Dance, still now to this day, Wine Dance, Amityville, Brentwood, CI, Coram, Gordon Heights, I said CI, North Babylon, and that's just the Suffolk County side. So when you think about those towns, there's a whole bunch of groups that came out of those towns,
right?
And we were all just growing with hip hop, like with the Cold Crush 4 brothers and Fantastic Five MCs, Grand Wizard Theodore, Force MCs before they was the MDs, all of that. We was at a young age, like we was heavy into the hip hop, and the parks was popping. Wine Dance Park was like popping. Like, the DJs was, the first time I heard a DJ play was Grand Wizard Theodore.
Wow.
He was in the backyard party, and I was with my father, with the band leader had a party for his son, and he was the DJ.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, back then, it didn't matter back then. From what I saw, it didn't matter if you was Grand Wizard Theodore or you just a DJ. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
You play in somebody's backyard. You play wherever you could play.
Right.
It wasn't no, and I saw him. He just blew my mind. He was DJing with handcuffs and spinning. I was like, whoa, what is he doing? And it blew my mind. But I wanted to be an MC and a DJ. I wanted to be both. And I also danced. So we all did those things,
Yeah.
That was hip hop, bro. That was hip hop,
man. That was hip hop. So, but Long Island, like I always say about Long Island, the boroughs, we are the boroughs too, because I come from Queens. Rock comes from Brooklyn. Chill, my partner, comes from the Bronx. So we was, our families just want a little house so we can open up a little bit. Same with Nassau County, you came out for your kids to, move around a little bit, have a little grass and all that,
Right.
So that's how we got stuck our way out in the woods. It wasn't our fault. It wasn't our fault. It wasn't. He's like, yo, we want to go to Wine Dance. We what the hell is a Wine Dance?
The white picket fence era.
Yeah,
the white picket fence
the
era.
white picket. Yeah, that's what it was. But the Bronx, they, the boroughs was like, you was living in the Bronx, that was a big thing. You was in Brooklyn, that was a big thing. Queens, that was a big thing. But Long Island was, tell you the truth, I always say this, I don't know who started hip hop.
Here we go.
Everybody, and I mean everybody from, everybody, because really, what I saw was that really the hip hop was going through the bands too. DJs couldn't get parties at that time. It was the bands playing all the music.
Right.
So like, that's where the Fatback Band came from. They was making records, but they was playing at Rochdale Village.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever to make money, because they wasn't really making money off of records.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They wasn't, you never hear the Fatback Band touring or anything like that. But you know, Tom Brown and all those guys. All those guys were from Jamaica.
Yeah.
So we everybody was doing it. I really feel that everybody was doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Personally, that's
Right,
you know
right.
because it was just if you was you know in the Bronx, you got Cool Herc. Grandmaster Flowers was doing it too.
Yep.
Okay. Let me find out he ain't paid electric bill.
See? He said, "Oh, there we go."
Yeah.
Somebody was calling me. Chill Will calling me.
Oh, yeah.
Chill Will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, Grandmaster Flowers was doing it too. DJ Lance was doing it too.
Right.
You know, PT Jones was doing it too.
Yeah.
Hollywood was really doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's hard to say one party started hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's kind
of spread like wildfire.
yeah, it spread it so quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like who really started it? It just
Yeah, like who brought it to Long Island first?
it was already new on Long Island when I got there.
You see what I'm saying, though? Yeah, I get it. I know
You know what I'm
exactly what
saying?
you're saying.
I mean, when I
It's good.
Which
But
classic
so-
DJs
That's
calling
him.
him now?
Chill Will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't
House
be mad
Club,
that Chill
Terry
Will's
B.
calling him, you know?
no. It's man, everybody want to call me now. But
hey, I'm watching you on TV.
yeah, man. It's just but you know, I you know, like our DJ was DJ Pleasure, DJ Motor, DJ Yago Dog, DJ Nelson PR. You never heard about these guys, but these guys was doing it in the 70s too.
Right.
In the parks. That's the guys I looked up to. DJ Cool Breeze. DJ Maniac. So, you know, and these guys if you talk to Pleasure right now, you'll say, I was doing it in 75. You know,
Right.
because playing records was playing records.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
You know, now the Bronx definitely, you know, made it more uniform. But to say it's hard to say that, man. That's a debate like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From New
what you
York.
believe. It's everybody's opinion now. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
opinionated. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
everybody's opinion. Because I see where you're coming from with that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
See
like
exactly where you're
you
coming
know,
from.
I mean, being like I said, being with my father, growing up in a music family, like, you know, that's just like saying Don Covey, and you was writing songs with Don Covey, and you all of a sudden say I was the first songwriter to do soul music. That's crazy. There's so many.
Right. Right.
Hey, yo, check this out, though, Bilal. Hey, yo, my picture right here. Isn't it like the radio stations taking the equipment out of the radio station and bringing it to the street?
Yeah. But
You know what I'm saying? There were two turntables in the radio station.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I
And
grew
you
up on
go-
Frankie
and you go-
Crocker.
Yeah, me
Right.
too. Come on, Chuck Leonard. Chuck Leonard.
But
You know
hey,
what I'm
I
saying?
grew up
Jerry-
on WWRL, you know.
Yeah, Jerry Bledsoe. Yeah,
Jerry
so these are
Bledsoe, so-
DJs. Yeah, this is before hip hop.
Yeah.
These guys.
Right?
So they were already in front of two turntables and a microphone.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
it's-
looking
it's
at this shit is coming. All right, we're gonna take this from out of the radio station and plug it up to the pole outside. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's
Right.
There's my vision on it. So
But, you
yeah,
know-
it's been here. It's
Yeah.
been there.
But you know, coming to wine dance was culture shock to me because, you know, back then I came through the Nation of Islam. So I was like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir.
Peace to
No
the God.
pork. No, there was no peace to the God, but it
Oh,
was
you want
like
peace?
no, we wasn't peace. That's the 5% nation. But we were, you know, I was in that, and coming to a public school was like culture shock. Like
Oh yeah.
it's like, where you from? I'm from South Jamaica, Queens. Yo, fool, you ain't there now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you had to, but it was still everybody connected to hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, and hip hop. If we saved a lot of brothers, a lot of people in the streets. You know, at that time, You know, it gave us something to do.
Yeah. Yep.
We left the rec center.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, growing up, you know, I mean, I could tell a story like this. I graduated in '83, and when I graduated, before I, like I said, I was going through crews. I tell you some crazy history. We was battling guys from North Babylon like the Royal Nation, which had Freddie Fox in it.
Wow.
Because he lived in North Babylon, which is 5 minutes. You could walk to North Babylon.
Yeah.
So I knew Freddie for a while. He was an inside kid. He never went to no parties ever. Never saw, because wine dance, you couldn't go to wine dance unless you had a ticket or unless you knew somebody.
Right.
So it wasn't no going to towns. We didn't know what was going on in Amityville. Unless you was cool with somebody, you had a cousin or somebody in there, you wasn't going there. So, Freddie stayed inside, but we used to have a group called the Raw Nation MCs, and my crew, battled them and 109 roller skating ring. That's what we were doing. We was kids, babies, and I had got with a crew before I started DJing. I got with a crew called the Almighty Five MCs. And this is gonna blow your mind how I explain this. The Almighty Five MCs was 5 MCs and a DJ, Teddy Ted. And we was a ragtag crew. And we was, breaking down speakers and, making them and all that stuff. And in that crew was the Almighty G Stro, Teddy Ted, myself, DJ Chaos from Too Poetic, and Rakim. But at that time, he wasn't called Rakim. He was Kid Splash. Kid Splash.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? So
I've never heard that before. That's
I'm telling you the fact. I'm telling you a fact.
Oh,
I was there. So when I see Teddy Ted, I was an inside kid. So my mother was like, "You ain't going nowhere past the gate. You're not going to the park. Forget about it." So as I got a little older, I had to learn karate and defend myself, the whole thing throughout school. So she didn't really want me past the gate. And the person that got me past the gate was Teddy and Chill, because we both all three of us graduated together.
Okay.
And when I started going out, Teddy brought me to the crib and heard of these MCs, and I can only tell you this: Rakim, I met him in '83, so he was in 8th grade. Yeah, he was in 8th grade because we had already graduated. 8th grade, and he was a genius at 13. You could just literally hear it. Like, we would be in a cipher, and I start rhyming. Like, he'll be like, "Yo, super big, get on the back with me." And I go, "To the bed, keep the same old bed." You know what I'm saying? And everybody started laughing at me. So I stopped rapping. Because those guys
sounding like that, man.
But Rob was totally different. Because what he used to do is, what a lot of people don't know, the science behind Rob was he listened to the Cold Crush and Kumo D every day. We used to go out to Brad's Record Den to get the records, or get the tapes, rather.
Yeah.
Out in the Bronx, and come back, and we would listen to those tapes religiously. And Raw, he'll be writing, and he'll have books and books and books and books and books of lyrics. But what he would do is he could hear, he was real good in music also. He could hear cadences. Same way with me. I cut behind cadences.
Right.
So he would hear a cadence of a rapper, but then he would flip it and make another cadence. You know what I'm saying? So like he will slow down Kumo D's, like if or Grandmaster Cass, if he go, wait a minute, Henry Vet. He'll go you know what I mean? And it'll sound totally different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll be sitting there watching and like, wow. Because I couldn't write no rhymes. My sister wrote mine, so I couldn't write. But I
Right.
had a pretty good voice, but I couldn't write. So that's how he developed his style. That's what I'm telling you. He developed it. And then from that crew, they left us. Almighty G Stro was just as good as Raw. Anybody from Wine Dance to tell you that. Just as good. They was boys. They was like a duo. And they went to Cool Breeze and the Love Brothers, which was kind of like, I wouldn't say a bite. It was more like, the Cool Breeze and the Love Brothers. And when Raw got there, and Wine Dance just changed. Because them dudes, like you would go to the park at Wine Dance Day just to listen to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Love Brothers kicked it off. It was over for you. And Cool Breeze had a nice set. Because back then you had to have a set. You didn't have a system. What you doing in the park, or what you trying to battle somebody if you don't have a set? Right. You know what I'm saying? So, so all of that. And how I came into play is a lot of the guys that I looked up to started living their lives. Got married and jobs and boom, boom, boom. So I started DJing because I was like, I don't want to go to the prom. I want my turntables. My mother bought me a speaker, God bless her. My father bought my turntables, Jamaica Avenue, and a mixer, a Gemini mixer. And I went in the basement for about 8 months. And everybody didn't see me. They didn't know where I was. And all I did was go to work and come back home, buy records, and practice. Yeah. And I finally got it. With practicing. And because I was around so many DJs. And, everybody was giving me tips, from around the way. I would go to my man Snake's house, my man Warren's house. He would show me how to blend, and Snake would call me, show me how to cut. And all of a sudden, I really started getting good. So at that time, I started doing the parties around the way. Now, the class of 86 is Raw's class that he was, graduated from. And our band at the time was one of the best bands in New York State, period. And Mr. Abel, who's was the band teacher. And Raw was in the band. I was the assistant band teacher because I already graduated.
Right.
And one day Biz came up to the school and Raw opened the door for him. And they became friends. They became boys. Like, they had on the same type of big laces, with the shell toes with the big laces. And they're like, yo, those are dope. Those are dope. So he's like, come on in. So basically, Raw introduced us to Biz. And Biz just infiltrated the whole school like he do everything else. He had a lunch card. He could just walk into school. Like, and he grown man at this time. We didn't, I mean, he literally had a lunch card. Like, he sit at the, in the lunchroom, and he would go to the band, and it was crazy. It was like, the schools was kind of like wide open.
Right.
Biz. Like, the stories. Yeah, Biz went from Amityville to Wine Dance to North Babylon to Patchogue. And he did all this without a car. Literally, it's crazy. And he would, bum rides and hop the train and walk and do all these things. But he was like, when I first met him, I almost beat him up because he, I'm dead serious. I'm just telling you the truth. I almost beat him up because I'm in the, Wine Dance High School gym, and we playing. It was me, Rob, Chill. Chill was a very flamboyant person too. He was rhyming, but he was, popular. Ryan and Chill was like probably the most popular dudes, around the area at that time. and he comes in, and he was doing these shows with Mike and Dave. You don't know who Mike and Dave was? They was promoters, and they would do all of the parties. Like they'll have Dougie Fresh and Dougie Fresh and Rob Bass, Emanon. They would bring him to Long Island. So this time they had Flash. So he comes in the party. He's like, "Yo, I'm Biz Martin. I got Grandmaster Flash in the car. And I need the microphone. Give me the microphone." And I'm like, "Yo, don't touch that mic. Don't touch my mic." So at that time, when you was DJing, you had about 20 dudes with you, 30 people. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was your security. So he grabs the mic. I get behind from the DJ. Didn't I tell you to blah 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 blah? They're like, yo, everybody holding back. Yo, just chill. Let him do it. Let him do it. That is Biz Martin. I was like, I don't care who he is. Give me my microphone. So he speaks. He leaves, and he comes back later. I look on the floor at the flyer. I was like, wow, that was Biz. I was like, well, you shouldn't have touched my microphone, whatever. So he came back, and he comes back, and he finds me, and we start talking. He's like, yo, man, I'm sorry. I just get excited. Yo, man, I'm Biz. And I'm blind. We was best friends the day he passed. Wow. Talk to him every day. And but my crew, I always brag, my crew was Chill, Biz, the Almighty G Stro, and Raw. And you had no wins with us. None. Because and also another brother named Amazing J who could just rhyme forever. And that was my guys. So if you battled me, you had to battle all of them.
Yeah. And
I had a system. So you had no wins. But from there, Mr. Abel used to let us do parties to get money for the band, and I was the DJ. So that tape you hear, that's in the Wine Dance gym.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we getting busy, and that is probably the only recording of that. We don't have too many recordings of us together. But from there, I used to practice. Rob be knocking on my door on a Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, I'd be asleep. My mother be like, yo, Belal, Pop is at the door. Because we call him Pop. And he's like, yo, let's do a tape, man. Let's do a tape. And I'd be like, I don't want to do a tape. It's Saturday. but we'd go downstairs and do the tape. My basement was like the practice area. All of us, Michael Mitchell, my man Scully, Too Poetic, which is the Grim Reaper.
Yep.
I graduated with him.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's like all of that was coming up, through Wine Dance.
Yeah.
But Biz, I have to say, Biz is the first road warrior. He was a road warrior, man. I mean, he would call me up from a payphone. I'd be like, yo, where you at? Yo, I'm at Marley Marl's house. I'm going to sleep outside. I'm going to sleep outside until he come out. That's how he got the deal. I'm telling you a fact. That's how he got the deal. That's how he got with Roxanne Shante. Who from Long Island comes all the way from wherever he come from,
right,
to Queensbridge? Not me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was the dude that just went everywhere, man. He just was determined.
That's a fact. I used to see him on the bus all the time and commuting from Hempstead to Queens or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I used to see him all the time. And that's how we connected. That's how we boys through the streets of commuting on the buses. That N6, the N6 to Jamaica, Queens, man.
Yeah, the N6.
That N6.
I know
Word
that
up.
N6.
Yeah, I know he's been on the N4 from Freeport to Jamaica, but that's a longer ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
but
wind up in
you know,
Hempstead. He knew he'd get to Queens in 20 seconds.
yeah, and you know, when it's another tape I had to give y'all. I just got it from my man Oxygen. It's another tape that it's me, me and Groovy Chill. We wasn't Groovy Chill at the time. We was the Rock Squad. I met Groove at Wyandanch Park.
Okay.
And it's crazy how I was always in the mix of something. Like the first time I met Eric B was in front of my house with Alvin Tony. He brought him to my house to hold my turntables. I'm like, hell no, you ain't holding my turntables. I know this dude. You know what I mean? So I was always the hell no dude. Hell no. I'll spend too much money. No, you're not holding nothing. No records, no nothing. So Alvin, God bless him, who is the founder of Craig Mack and EP&D. He was their bodyguard for years.
Yeah.
He introduced me to Eric way before Rod met him, and he used to come to my house parties.
Wow.
To look for artists.
Oh wow.
So it's like all of this connection.
Wow.
It's like I always was been in the mix. Like when I look back on it, I was blessed on that because I saw it right when it was like as it started, like boom, like and what happened was as far as my house parties, my sister asked my mother if she could have a house party for her birthday, her and Loopy, her best friend. So she said, yeah. Because my mother was the type, she wanted to keep all the kids inside. So, and if they couldn't leave the yard, she had to know the people you was with. So she had the pool in the back, the swings, the basket. We had everything in the back. So we won't have to go to the parks.
Right.
So instead of going to the park, she was like, yeah, you can have it. I'm like, really? You're going to have a house party? So I DJ'd the first one. It was, everybody came to it. And then I said, I want to give a party for myself. So, but my crew was still Biz, Chill, Raw, you know what I mean? Because we all practice it, in the same house.
Yeah.
So we charged $1 for the first one, came out of there with a little over $1,000.
Wow. Wow.
And since then, from that moment on, my house parties, I know people say, you didn't have the house parties I had, because once it got going, like dudes, see with me, I wanted everybody to just come together. Like, so it didn't matter where you was from with me, Hempstead, Roosevelt, North Babylon. A lot of dudes from North Babylon couldn't even come to Wyandanch until I started doing my house parties. And I would just, you got $1, give it to me. You got $1, you got $2, give it to me. And that's how all of the towns, especially North Babylon, Wyandanch, a little bit of Amityville, but more or less Wheatley Heights, Deer Park, they will all tell you, like, they all congregated, around those house parties. And you would never know who you see at them.
That's
those.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny. Daddy O was at one of them at a Shaky Steve party that we did. And Biz, this is crazy. This is a true story. Biz, he calls me up. I'm going to make my own dance. You ain't going to make no dance. Stop playing. You always talking some mess, You always say, he'd be like way out. Like I said, I was blessed. I could go all night, but I was blessed to be around this dude because he was just he was an idiot. I used to call him an idiot every day. All of that. You're a damn idiot, man. I'm just telling you. He's like, what makes you think of all this stuff? I'm going to make a dance. So the first time he premiered the dance was at Shaky Steve's basement. And Daddy O was there, from what he told me. But I didn't know, nobody had records out there. But Biz, with the We Came Here Tonight, with Shantae, all of a sudden, he started doing it. Oh, boom, man. And we sitting there going, what in the hell is you doing? It's like, what is that? But everybody started doing it. Everybody started doing it in the basement. And before you know it, everybody trying to do it. And this one girl, I'll never forget, her name was Doreen. She did it and popped her leg clean out of the socket.
Oh,
And hit the dirt. She hit the dirt. Boom. And the crazy thing is her brother, no, not her brother, her cousins was there, and they thought that he pushed her or something. Like, he's gonna beat his ass. And it's like, yo, you no, but she was doing the dance and her leg just gave way. And it was just like those type of things, you know what I'm saying? It was like we was like the anthill mob. We was always doing something, you know. Like Raw, I mean, I
was gonna say, who would have thought the biz dance would be bad for your health?
It was bad for her health. She still feels it. She was telling me. I'd seen her, a while ago at Wine Dish Thing. She's like, I still feel it when it gets cold,
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's crazy.
It's all Biz's fault.
All Biz's fault, But Raw the same way. Raw was mischievous. Everybody was like, "Oh, Raw was serious." No, Raw was mischievous. One time we was walking down. We had got lost from our crew, and it was me, him, and another dude. And we walking down Sunrise Highway. If you know Sunrise Highway is long, we trying to get back to Wine Dance from Bay Shore. And we walking, and all of a sudden he decides to go into the used car dealership and start bending all of the antennas. Like, I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? But we were babies. We know no better. So all that kind of stuff. We were just, but it was all about that hip hop though.
Yeah.
You said Eric B. You said the first time you met Eric B was when? Eric B came to your crib?
It had to be
asking for
85,
equipment.
1985. He hadn't even known Raw yet. So we was actually going to the fun house to see Run DMC do Here We Go.
Wow.
Me and Chill. And he came, he caught us right before we left. And but from there, Biz, he was like really pushing us to get out. Like he was like, yo, y'all need to go out, Belal, you need to cut it up other places and this and that, because at that time it wasn't like a lot of DJs around. And I'm not saying because of me, but it's me. It's just like I took the same style of like now a lot of DJs chirp, and we didn't have no names for all that. We just did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was dangerous. It was real dangerous. My nemesis was Prince Paul.
Oh.
Because Amityville, everybody's like, we got the best DJ. Then Wine Dance like, nah, we got the best DJ. So I snuck out to Amityville one day, and I had a pass with, I knew, a couple of girls out there, and it was like, yo, you want to come to the party? And he happened to be there. He was cutting it up. I was like, yo, he's nice. Yeah, he's good too. That's how we, but we never clashed. But, I knew he was nice, and he knew I was nice.
Yeah.
So, but that's how it was.
I just found out that Prince Paul was from Strong Island, man. I swear to God. Right, because De La was on what's the name show, the Tonight Show. You know what I'm saying? With the Roots. I swear to God, I never knew Prince Paul.
Yeah, that's Amityville, man.
I just knew the Stetsasonic part of it. You know what I'm saying? So, that was, still learning.
Yeah. But that was, when I met Sugar Bear, before I met Sugar Bear, we was in the Rock Squad. I don't know if y'all remember the Rock Squad. The Rock Squad had Parrish in it, his brother Smitty D, K Solo was in it, Jerry J, and they made a record called The Facts of Life. Look it up. And with Tommy Boy. And if you look at that cover, you're gonna see Parrish with a turntable on his arm. Like, so
I'm trying to be somebody, but I don't know who it is.
Right. That's how you look with that turntable in his hand. So, but Groove came to Wine Dance Park and he saw me play, and he was like, yo, I want you to DJ for my group, the Rock Squad. So I was with Chill at the time. Ra had already came out with Eric B for president. And but we were still doing the house parties, doing parties and everything, burning them up. And he asked me to, DJ for him. And I said, yeah, I'll DJ for you. He said he had a deal. Hell yeah, I'll DJ for you. But he really didn't have the deal. Smitty D had the deal. So I went back to chill and I said, yo, this dude Groove, the dude you was rhyming with in the park, he wants me to DJ for them. And I used to get Biz, he asked me to DJ for him before Cool B.
Yeah.
And I turned him down because I didn't want to leave my group.
Oh, wow.
And I told you first. I did not ask you first. Didn't I ask you first, Belal? Didn't I ask you first? Belal, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And I'd be like, yeah, bitch, you asked me.
Oh, wow.
So, and, the house party thing, everything y'all see, this jump to the house party, a lot of the things you saw in the house party already happened in my basement. A lot of the script. And before I met Sugar Bear, a great friend of ours who produced us, Nate Tinsley, he was a boy wonder. He was like 13. My father sold him his equipment, his studio, and he just took it and just was boy genius. So he met Tony and Ulysses Grant, who was doing work with Andre Harrell, which they was doing Uptown's Kicking It. It was starting Uptown Records.
Right.
And Andre was like, he came to Nate, like, yo, I need one more group. We got something dope, man.
That sounds just like him.
We need somebody. We're losing money. We trying to make money before we lose money. That's how he was. So he's like, yeah, I got somebody. And we had did a demo called Dragon Breath. It wasn't DJ Belal's breath. It was a routine we used to do at my house parties. You got dragon breath. You got dragon breath. You got dragon breath. Oh, you got dragon. They would do their rhyme. And why me? And
so I was gonna say why me was the first, right?
Yeah. Why me? He picked Why Me, and he put us on the album. We was the last group to sign with Uptown to seal that deal.
Wow.
MCA. And I met Sugar Bear at the video shoot at the Encore. And
Sugar Bear, you're running around the table. You in that scene?
Yeah, he was just like how he is now.
He had on his Latigra.
Yeah, but he's just like he is now.
It's pretty funny.
That was it's a debate though. It's a Latigra or Izod. I don't think I can afford an Izod and the Latigra.
You only can afford one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe one. You had one, you wore it all the time.
That was crazy.
That's how it was, But
the video shoot.
the video shoot, and we did Uptown's Kicking It. And the Uptown crew at that time, you had Woody Rock. He was from Nassau. You had Heavy from Mount Vernon. You had Vanessa Sinquist from Left Rack, and you had the Brothers Black from Left Rack. So they was already there already. So we had to come in and and the thing about us was we were a dancing group. I was a dancing DJ. I can come back from the DJ booth and dance. And we was a performance group. So we would blow you away if you didn't have a show. That's what I was thinking. So we performed in front of Andre and everything. But it was like a situation where Andre was trying to place everybody like, all right, the Brothers Black is LL Cool J. But that's a Sinquist is Salt and Pepper. Woody Rock is MC Shan. You know what I mean? But he couldn't fit what we were doing. He couldn't figure it out.
Wow. Look at your camera. Who is that?
Yeah, that's Nate. That's Nate the Skate. And he's from the class of 86.
Oh wow.
He's from the class of 86. They all grew up together. They all went to school together. And that's crazy. That's what he looked like right now. That's my guy. But he if it wasn't for him, everything in life comes in order. If it wasn't for him, y'all wouldn't have seen House Party. If it wasn't for my house parties, you wouldn't have seen it either.
Right.
It wasn't Andre putting us in the Black Filmmakers organization after we did, Uptown's Kicking It, and it was us, Vanessa Sinquist, and Heavy D. And we met the Hutland brothers, and the Hutland brothers just totally loved us. Like they was like, yo, we gotta do something with y'all guys. But we would improv, and the improv would be like this. Yo, chill, if you bump the table one more time, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. Right? And he would hit it again. And then the Hutland brothers would be like, wait, do that again. Do that again. And we started doing all our antics. Carrying Groove because he's drunk. And all that stuff. We just gave them the vision. They already had the idea to do a movie because what they was trying to do is make another Cooley High.
Right.
And at first, House Party is called Cold Waves. Don't ask me why.
Cold Waves?
Cold Waves.
Huh.
That's the truth. And we
survey says
yeah, it was called Cold Waves. And we would they had us come to their house, and we would tell them the stories. Like I would tell them the story when Michael Mitchell left me out with all my equipment in front of my house, and he comes back 2 hours later. We had a party in Brentwood, and with 2 girls in the car, and I cursed everybody out. And I had just bought a coffin from South Jamaica or Jamaica Avenue, brought it back, walked it all the way to the house for him to just scratch it up in the car. He just throwing. So we would tell him all those stories. Like,
Did you write the whole movie?
No. But the thing was, the Hutland brothers was older than us. So their idea of house parties was totally different from my idea of house parties. We had to be like 21 maybe. They was like, Warrington had to be like almost 30, so they didn't know what we were doing until we showed them like what our idea, what we was, doing. Like for instance, there's always a battle not so much a battle, but it would always be the DJ, the MC, and this. So I told them a story that happened. This is something that nobody's seen, but only maybe 6 or 7 in the 25 people that was in the room. First time I met Kane was with Biz. We was doing a party for Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier is Chill's uncle, the late great Joe Frazier. So he let us hold the gym. We set up so you could set up in the ring and blah 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 blah.
Wow.
Right? Because Tyrone Mitchell Frazier, you look him up, that's Chill's brother, and he was training with Joe. So we would always go out there. And we decided to have a party in Philly. So we get a U-Haul truck. I tell Biz, I said, listen, man, don't bring nobody. Come by yourself. It's me, Groove, Chill, my sister and her friend, a couple other people. I said, listen, don't bring nobody. What do? He's coming down 26th Street. I see him with somebody. And I'm like, yo, I know he didn't bring nobody. He gets closer. I'm like, I'm going to kick, I'm going to beat Biz. He just never Biz. If you tell him to go left, he going right and right again. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way he was. So as he get closer, he's like, yo, I know you told me you didn't, not to bring nobody, but this is Big Daddy Kane. I said, I don't care who he is. I told you don't bring nobody. What are you not getting? But at the time, Kane, Rod, they hadn't done records yet.
Yeah.
Biz had just did, I want to say he did the Roxanne Shante thing. And And nobody has never seen this before. I said, yo, listen, if he wants to come, he had to get in the back. This is me and his joke. Me, you and him, you and him want to get in the back of the truck. Because that's the only seats we giving up. Because I told you, don't bring nobody. So Kane went open. We opened the thing. He got in the truck, the U-Haul truck. Biz got in there, closed it, and we was gone. That's true fact. And
about that, the meat flavored Son of Berserk, we did the same thing.
Yeah, it wasn't
all
no
the parties.
Yeah, but I'm talking about going to Philly though.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's too bad. Nah.
That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
A long ride.
And it was just another girl in there, and yeah. So we get there, and we set up, and it's something that everybody talk about. They always talk about it, and I can break it down to you. All of a sudden, Kane gets on. I'm playing in Peace the President. He gets on. He started rhyming. Then all of a sudden, Rod was like a sparrer. If he hear you, he gonna counter. No matter who he is, he's gonna counter.
Right.
So he's like sitting in the back, like I'm watching him. Like he's like, yo, I could tell. He's like, yo, he's nice. And he's like this, you know, and Rod get on, and same thing happened with King. He's listening to him. It's like, yo, I'm watching him, and I'm DJing behind this.
Right.
And it's like, you know, nobody knew that they would be so revered and great. And, you know, then this is two MCs going at it, but they wasn't battling. But it was like Rod never battled you. What he did was he just counted. And trust me, nobody ain't touching that microphone after that. There's only two people I've seen touch a microphone after Rod back in those days. That's Coogee Rap and Kane.
Yeah.
Period. Anybody else ain't touching that mic.
Yeah.
Because he don't burn the mic down. So they was going back. We going back for an hour. Biz would jump in. Chill would jump in. Really, Chill was kind of afraid to jump in. There was too much heat in there. You know? And it was crazy for an hour and a half. Like they were just going. He was like, yo, play this faster to him. Play this faster, 7-1. And I would play, and they just going. So that's the only time they clashed. And after the end, it wasn't like, yo, you nice. It was like, yo, you nice. Yo, you nice too. It was like a total respect.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, neither one of them probably ran up on somebody that good. Because Kane is used to burning his people out in Brooklyn, and Rod used to burning people all over too. So
right.
it was like magic. Magic.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
them house party days was magic. And, like when they, finally, when we finally got the deal, because actually we shopped the deal for Reggie and Warrington. We all went around to different houses and we shopped the deal. And from there, we got it. It's like, yo, those guys is crazy. They nice. Y'all got the movie. So we the ones that actually shot the movie with the Hudlin brothers to seal the deal.
Right.
Not Kid and Play. What Kid and Play wasn't even thought about. That movie was made for us to have an avenue to come out. So Andre was all the way to the left. He was so busy, dealing with, he was, Heavy D and the boys and running the company. He didn't know what we were doing, so we didn't want to tell him because we didn't want him to mess it up. He's like, "Nah, we ain't telling him. We're gonna just do it." Because now that means paperwork. That means this. That means he gonna get into it. He gonna want money. No. No, because we're not doing it. So we once they thought about it, they was like, well, we need a bigger group for the leads because nobody knows Groovy Chill. They don't have a record out.
Right.
So a DJ, Jazzy Jeff, which I have a high respect for. But he misspoke lately, and he's been misspeaking, like because he only know one side of the story. The story is they went to them, like they said, Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. But what he said, how he misspeaks, is the movie was made about us. No, absolutely not. I'm here to tell
Talk your shit, Bilal.
absolutely not. And my group would say, nah, Bilal, chill, nah,
Talk your shit, nigga.
That's that. Anybody that know, I could get Reggie and Warrington on the phone right now, and they'll tell you that. And that's the truth behind it. But like I said, they don't know the story. That's why I always feel that Long Island story should be told, because when you talk about De La Soul, you talk about EPMD, those guys wasn't in the parks. They came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Great. Like they just came out the ground and just poof. Cats like K Solo though was in at the parties. They was doing their thing. Craig Mack also, but like a lot of the guys that was just bubbling, like for instance, JVC Force, they was another crew. I remember meeting them. And their DJ was nasty too. And we would, some of the groups was in the mix, and some just came out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere. Like, where did De La Soul come from? It's like, I wasn't, I knew Basio, but I didn't know the other two. I didn't know Dave, God bless him.
Yeah.
I didn't know, Merce, I didn't know him. We didn't know him.
What's in the water in Long Island? Because it's so much out there.
It's like I said, it's like everybody was doing stuff in their own corners. Like I was telling Chuck the other day, it's like we didn't know what y'all was doing. We kind of heard a little bit, but we didn't know it was a Woody Rock and the Choice MCs. We didn't know Choice 5 MCs. We didn't know, you heard a little bit about Spectrum City, but you didn't know. You didn't know about Roosevelt. We only knew about the people around us. Like Amityville was this other brother named Superstar, and Ramel and DJ Skip. Those are the guys we heard about, but you was too scared to go there. You know what I'm saying? So, and they heard about you was too scared to come to Wine Dance. It's just the way it was. So we all was doing it like, and when the fact is this, Chill says this all the time. He says, what Long Island did at the time Raw came out, and I will say this, and I say this proudly, Raw came out and it was like a Martian. He was a Martian. He was literally like, who? What? All of the greats. If you get all of the greats, I'm talking about all of the, the Kumo D's, they was like, oh, because they knew it wasn't nobody trying to battle Raw.
Yeah. Yep.
It was, you don't know, you can't name one MC that said, well, I want to battle. Nah, not then.
Right.
Because he changed the whole sound of hip hop. MC, period, point blank.
Yep.
And you talking about somebody who was 16. That's a boy genius. That's a boy genius. That's somebody that, was like, whoa. All of MCs, follow Rod's lead. When he said follow lead, he meant it. Biz, one of the best beatboxers you could ever, the stuff that he used to do with his mouth is incredible. Back then, it's like he was like a human. Yeah, we knew about Dougie. We knew about, you used to tell me about Dougie, and Dougie and him clashed, but
the Fat Boys.
The Fat Boys, they had, but at the end of the day, everybody in Long Island had their own style. We had our own style. De La had their own style. Raw had his own style. Too Poetic had their own style. JVC, EP&D, Craig Mack. You ain't heard nobody ever, because that was a big thing with us. It was biting was like not allowed.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
Couldn't
Oh
do it.
no.
And
No.
like Biz, with his crazy self, he would come and do rhymes that Kid West did, and he'll bring him out here. And we didn't know who Kid West was until me and Rob went out there and saw who Kid West was. And then when he go doodle on the sleeve, we like, what did he just say? Because we didn't know. We didn't know. This was the first time he was the first to bring me and Raw out past the next edition line, out to the city. And they didn't know what Raw was doing before records. They thought he was Chill Will tell you, they thought he was a Martian.
Wow.
Because when he laid that 7 MCs up on the line on your ass,
That was the line.
you think about it, and then you go, whoa, what did he say? And then he got about 20, 30 other ones that he coming behind that. And all you could do is, as a DJ, stick out your chest. It's like, yeah, what? What you gonna do? What you really gonna do? So, you know, Long Island with each group, we gave the world house party. Period. And but Raw gave the world the flow. De La gave a whole nother avenue. Language, you know.
The tongue,
Buster,
the native tongue.
leaders of the new school. Like, you know, all those groups, it's like Long Island that's why I always say too, it's like, and I feel a certain kind of way. I get disgruntled about it. Because I like, you know, I understand the Bronx. And I'm gonna tell the story about the Bronx too, right quick. The Bronx got lucky. The Bronx got lucky when it comes to records, because the Bronx, if you remember correctly, Enjoy Records was on every group.
Yeah.
Now, Enjoy Records, my father knew Bobby Robinson. That was like, they were like this. And because if you look it up, one of his first records on that label was called, one of his first groups is Ronnie and the Manhattans. That's my father.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie. So he used to say, when we was trying to find a deal, it's like, yo, I can get you a deal and Enjoy, but that'd be the last person I want to do. I wouldn't want to do that to my son. And the reason why I'm saying that, just imagine if you have all of this talent in one area and you got a record label out of a record shop and everybody know, and you say, hey, Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5, or hey, Funky 4 plus one more, I can get you a record out. You talking about kids that are babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You understand? And then who knows of any record other than Enjoy and Sugar Hill Records with the same record on each label?
Yep.
Who does that?
Right.
It's like trading baseball cards.
Right.
So they had the privilege to put out records first, but nobody was getting no publishing.
Yeah.
And that's the crime, because those records were, you know, brought hip hop through, you know, to another, you know, to move to where Rod brought it to another, you know, was able to bring.
They were hit records. Them shit was hit records, man.
Those was hit records. I got a whole bunch of Enjoy records. You know, and that's, you know, but as far as getting records out, they were lucky in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But we wasn't lucky like that. We had to go to the city and get our deals, or meet somebody, or somebody else knew somebody else, and boom, Chuck would knew this one, and da 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 da, and boom, Public Enemy. You know, they had it right, all in house.
Right.
But at Uptown, Diddy was up there. You wasn't with that movement? Y'all wasn't with that movement?
Yeah, I was with that movement.
I'm interested in hearing that movement.
Yeah, you just want to start trouble. That's all you want. You just want to start trouble because you know I'm going to say it.
Nah, because I brought. Hold on 1 second. I brought Don't Scandalize Mine to Diddy. This is before, you know, it was the demo. You know what I'm saying? I brought it to him, and that was it. That's the way it was. You bring it, leave it on the desk, and you burn rubber. Hope to God they listen to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The crazy thing is, all right, let me break it down. The order went after that. The Uptown's kicking it thing. What happened was we were like, he brought out Finesse Sinquist, and it was really heavy Finesse Sinquist, and it was a situation with our record at we had did a interview over at BLS, and they played the record, and then they come back and say, "Oh, it's an offensive record." A couple of people called and said, you said fart and poop. Chill said fart and poop in the rhyme.
Oh my
They don't want to play
God.
the record, and I'm like, what? And if you look it up, Why Me, it was actually pressed as a DJ copy. That was supposed to be the second single. You talking about us pissed? It's like, what? What is so it didn't come out, and we was in limbo. So when we was doing a house party, like I said, Andre didn't know. I was the first one to go out there. After they picked Kid and Play, they wanted me to come out to be the technical supervisor on set. And I played another part called Herman. It was like, pick 8 parts out of these 9 parts. And I said, which one is going to be there the longest? And he said, Herman, he's going to be sleeping everywhere. I said, give me that one. I ain't got to talk. I ain't got nothing. I got to read no lines. Thank you. Right? So I picked that one. And so I was on set a whole month before Chill and Groove came. And, they dropped me right in Compton, like right on Crenshaw Boulevard. Bang! Left me there. And it was just that's a whole nother experience. So make a long story short, we getting through the movie, Chill and Groove come out, and we blowing up the set. Like, at first, Kid and Play was acting a little funny because they Kid and Play. I was like, yo, when my guys come, we gonna blow up the set. And that's what we did. We blew up the set. But everybody was blowing up the set at the same time. Proof also was blowing up the set. Robin Harrison was blowing up the set. Tisha, everybody was, in competition to blow up the set. And that's how that movie became so great, because we were serious about it. We wasn't trying to let nobody outdo us.
Yeah.
So that's why it was so real. Like you saw, I recreate the house party with equipment. Like you saw Vegas, you saw turntables, Technique 1200s. I had to teach Martin how to be me.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Finesse and Sinquist's real names are Sydney and Shireen.
Yeah,
that's a new one.
Wow.
Yeah, you ain't tell me that one.
Yeah, Sydney, they real government name is Sydney and Shireen. They was in the workshop, like I told you, with us. They just stopped going. But when the movie was done, Andre comes out. Actually, before that, we had got into an altercation where we almost got shot out there. And walking from Kentucky Fried Chicken, we had on these Uptown kicking it jackets, and all of a sudden this kid was running from this car, a slant back Seville. I'll never get it. All of a sudden the car saw two of us, and they turned around and they started busting down gang signs. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. We're here doing a movie. He said, break yourself, fool. Look at that. I'm like, what? Bro, we y'all wilding out here. And after we got out of that, we called Andre. It's like, yo, you got to get us out of here. And that's how he found that we was doing house party.
No.
Because we had to go to him to tell him that we out here.
What y'all doing out there?
Right. Right. Absolutely. Doing a movie. And at the time, he was getting ready to do Strictly Business. Now, Strictly Business, what a lot of people don't know, it was called Go Beverly first. It was about a girl that he was in love with, Andre. And we used to call her Go Beverly. And he said, I remember him telling me, I'm gonna do a movie about her. He used to be in love with this girl. And that's actually the corny guy is actually that's really Andre. Only the groups know that. Only the groups, like certain groups, because we used to go to the parties and she'd be dancing. We'd be like, "Go Beverly, go Beverly." Be at NK's and Nels, "Go Beverly." So only the groups know that. So fast forward, Russell was like, "Yo," Andre came to Russell from what I'm hearing and said, "Yo, you know, they out there. What I'm gonna do? What I should do?" He's like, "You better get them out of Compton." He brought us to the Oakwood Apartments, and we finished the movie. And when Andre came out to see it, we all sitting in the screening, and he's like, "Oh, y'all in this movie?
Y'all sound you sound like a Vic."
I'm dead serious. I'm sitting right next to him, and I'm looking at him like this. And he's like, "Oh, we can, chill. You in this movie, huh? Groove, big. Oh, we can really make money, baby."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he meant every bit of it. When we came back home, we had 4 deals on the table. Immediately.
Wow.
We had A&M, we had Jive, we had Atlantic, I think, and Tommy Boy. Nobody was messing with Tommy Boy. And I think it was Tommy. I think it was Tommy Boy. And we picked A&M. And at that time, Puffy wasn't Puffy. He was just an intern while we was doing the album. He was an intern. And he would get me. I need a turkey sandwich, and please make sure you have the mayonnaise and a lot of people don't know we was running him so bad. That's why he was running the band that bad.
I was getting ready to say that. y'all decided to riot with that dude. Made them walk the Brooklyn.
You gotta imagine. Check it out. You gotta imagine the groups that he was running. It was us, Heavy. Mary had just got signed. Jodeci. You know, Father MC. We was all there at the same time, so we had him running everywhere.
That's fucked up.
And
he made chocolate in the bed. He made all the motherfuckers. First, he said, "Yo, you gotta learn the Sugar Hill Gang, Rappers Delight, and Walker Jr. to get that cheesecake." And that was the worst shit.
Yeah. But we, that was his job. So we wasn't looking at him like, we wasn't looking at him. He's gonna be Puffy,
Right.
Right. Who would have known,
Right.
So what happened was when we was doing our album, Andre gave him the A&R position. So one day we walked in the office. He's like, "Yeah, I want you to meet your new A&R." Now we had 2 A&Rs. We had one on A&M, which was Mr. Hyde, Alonzo Brown.
Yeah.
He put him in position. And I'm like, what we need another A&R for? Because I was like the one that's always going to just talk that shit. I'm always going to be like, "Yo, nah, that don't sound right to me." Because I know better. So we meet him, and it's Puffy. I'm like, he was just getting his coffee and
There's no ladder.
I'm like, why am I sitting in his office? Why not? What happened? Why are we looking at him? What? He got the board there. He's sitting back, reading in the chair, like it's Heavy on there, and then it's us. Then it's Father and C, Mary and Jodeci, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm like, I'm just totally like, my mind is blown. I'm like, what just happened? So he used to come out to Long Island. He heard our album. We had already got it done, way under budget. And all we needed was the approval. And he was like, "You didn't hit it. I don't hit a hit." I mean, what you mean you don't hit a hit? You better find the hit. You better find the hit. You better come on now. We got to get the hit. You got it right there. Just pick one. We $50,000 under budget. The rest of that money would have been ours in our pocket. No, 60. And he's like, I don't hit a hit. I think y'all should use Prince Paul. I'm like, why? So he comes out to Long Island to Wyandanch. We go over to Amityville. Because Groove and Dow, they want to. He said, oh, maybe a good idea. Okay, cool. We get him. And a lot of people don't know, we was the first one to use Pete Rock.
I was gonna say,
We was the first one on our album. Yeah. Now Pete Rock was another genius. I was there when Eddie F gave him the drum machine and let him hold it.
Pull it up, Mack. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Dope album cover.
Yeah, we used to be out Mount Vernon all the time. Like I heard Kurt Juice let us hear the Mary tape. And I was like, wow. And he let us hear Jeff Red too. We heard Jeff, all of them was around it. We used to be out there all the time because he was always trying to stay in the mix.
Yeah.
But anyway, Puffy, he was coming to Wyandanch, and Puffy was the type of guy, he's still like that. But I guess, all the money is worse. But he was very obnoxious. He was very he came through the office like you talking about dudes that was there since the beginning of Uptown, and he comes and said, "Yo, I need this to happen. I need this to happen." And he was causing so much commotion in the office, and he would come out Wyandanch. One time he came out Wyandanch, and I'll never forget. We had Kentucky Fried Chicken, and his order was wrong, and he cursed out the girl, and I'm like, "Yo, this is my town, bro. If somebody see you doing that, and we here, you on your own." Because
That's not cool, Puffy.
Yeah.
You getting thrashed. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna sit there and watch you get thrashed. Because anybody know Wyandanch is not. They don't care where you from. So
yeah.
But that's it. We was the first one to bring him out to Long Island. Yeah, but he really went through the office like 6 months, and he's A&R vice president of A&R. We like, how is this happening? But one thing I'll say this. We was going to the Soul Train Awards, and I'll Be Sure had just did his album, and Andre was like, "Yo, I'm taking Groovy Chill out to the Soul Train Awards." He's like, "Yo, well, I'm going." He said, "No, you're not. We almost broke. We going." And then all of a sudden, he's like, "I'm gonna beat you there," and he beat us there. He was determined. He's a determined dude. It was amazing to see how big he's gotten.
Yeah.
But I know why. Because he don't care about your feelings. He don't care about nothing. It's all about getting that bag and move. He's like a miniature Andre. He's like, well, yeah, baby, you the best, baby. Huh? Baby, yeah, baby. Listen to Puffy. That's a carbon copy of Andre.
That's a fact. Oh shit.
And that's the energy Andre loved because it's just looking at like a baby brother.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, but he was very instrumental a lot of the hits at Uptown. And but I couldn't get along with Puffy because me and him, I was like, nah, you're not doing this. What do you mean you're coming out of the studio? No, you're not. Because we were self-contained and we felt that, we got our deal on our own. It wasn't even Uptown that got it.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We was House Party that got it.
Right.
Mm.
And so yeah, Andre put us in position, but we wasn't trying to have people come and mess up our things. So but like I said, Puffy's Puffy.
Yep.
Sure.
And
You
I and it's funny. I tell a quick story about Puffy. When we left Uptown, in 91, Alvin Tony comes to my house. God bless him, and he goes, "Yo, Bilal, I want you to hear something." And I go, "You okay?" I come outside, and all of a sudden, he puts the tape in, and he goes, "Wunk, wunk, boo, boo, the blast." I'm like, "Ooh, who is that?" First of all, who produced that? He said, Easy Mo B. I said, we tried to get some tracks with Easy Mo B. It ain't sound like that. I'm like, God damn, man. I said, who's rapping? He's like, yo, remember the kid I brought to the barber shop? Yeah, that's him, Craig Mack. Then I go, yo, what are you doing with it? Because I'm ready to take him to the record company, some record company, get some money. And I'm like, oh man. He's like, yo, we just signed to your boy. I'm like, what boy? Puffy. I said, Puffy who?
That's
Puffy
fucked up.
like is Uptown Puffy? He's like, yeah, he's got a new record deal called Bad Boy. I said, listen, Alvin, this is God's honest truth. Me and him in the car. I said, listen, Al, make sure you got your law and your paperwork right. Period. Because I know where he learned from.
Yep.
And he basically didn't. He said, well, we already signed the deal. I said, ah!
Oh wow.
He's supposed to come with me before this. Because, back then everybody was signing deals that, like we did it. We signed the deal just out of being with the Uptown crew. It's like, it wasn't no taking it to the lawyer.
Right.
That's where a lot of groups, because they put so much pressure on you to where you had to sign the deal.
Yep.
If you wanted to get out, if you hesitated, somebody else is in that spot.
Yep.
So that's basically what it was. And that's what happened to Craig, And, me and Craig got closer later. Later down, I was his DJ right before he went to Atlanta and joined the cult and all that religious cult thing. And all he wanted to do was make records. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to just do good music. And he had his own record label called Mack World. I was the A&R for it, and I was his DJ. And that whole thing that he talks about, I was there when that happened. And he just couldn't take the record business. It just ate him alive.
Yeah.
And it was sad because he just wanted to make records, and he just wanted to keep his career going. And I told him, I said, yo, man, we doing good. He had put out a record called not Horse and Cat. Oh my God. Whoop, there goes another. Whoop,
Yeah.
Right after that,
that's his own record label. He put that out, and he put a record out on me. I did a blend, and he loved it, and he put it out. And the record was getting some burn, and all of a sudden, Puffy, here come Bad Boy. I'm like, yo, we don't need them. We don't need them. Let's keep doing what we're doing. But all right. And that was the worst thing. It's just, it was one of them things where, it was just bad.
But wait a minute, didn't Craig Mack he was down with a group before that, right? He had that Cold Get Retarded, that
Diamond J produced that record.
Yeah.
But it was on Sleeping Bag. And that was a dope record, but it just, with so many records out there,
G,
I lost it.
I still got that 8x10, man. I got the 8x10 photo of him and that group. Truth? Something in the Truth or whatever.
But I could tell you this too.
Easy and Troop.
Yeah.
I could tell you this too, though.
Yeah.
I could tell you this too, and I will say it, and I will take the heat for it, but nobody was messing with Mack either.
Yeah, he was nice.
Guys messing with Mack.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I remember when Juicy came out, and they basically dropped the record, but they pull the record, and then they put Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear. That record was played for a whole year on Hot 97. That's the record that made Hot 97. That one record, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it just, it was just a shame that you have a record that big, and I always say with record labels, you got to give everybody a shot. When you got like that whole idea when he had the Biggie Mac, that could have been golden if you just do right by each artist.
Yeah. Yep.
If the paperwork was right.
Not even so much the paperwork. It's just like you got to give the same energy to each person.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Uptown. That's not the Uptown. They gave the same energy to Jodeci that they gave to Mary. So he didn't do that, and he lost to me. If he was so young though, he's a baby running a record label.
Yeah.
So you can't even fault him because he was a baby. But if you got two of the best MCs, you don't have one MC beefing with the other one. You don't. Y'all get it together. We got to make this money, baby.
Yeah.
So it's just, for me, it was just sad to see, knowing the story and being around Mac. He just wanted to, do music.
Yeah. Yeah. Always loved Craig Mack, man.
Yeah, man. He was nice, man. That dude was.
Yep.
He was a battle MC because, like I said, Long Island, we didn't have the mixtapes. No, we were battling each other, like in our own towns. You had to battle. You had to go through everybody just to get a name.
Yep.
So it's like, he was one of those guys. Like, same way with K Solo.
Yep.
I was getting ready to bring him up.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to bring him up because when I first heard of him, I was like, "Oh my God, who is this? Your mom's in my business." I was like, that the Spellbound shit. I was like, "Yo, this is nothing but some strong arm shit." But then I heard I'm hearing the DMX and the Eminem. Who created this spelling thing? The way he did it, the way he introduced it.
Yeah, that was for me. That's one of the dopest records on Long Island for me. One of them. That whole
Spellbound shit is crazy.
That beat, that shit's crazy. But he was just with a small record label at the time. So, but Long Island, I always say Long Island has made hip hop like. If it wasn't for Long Island, you take all the groups away from Long Island, what do you got? Answer that question.
It'll be just straight up, the boroughs. Yeah.
Yep.
Chicken noodle soup.
It wouldn't have been no elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though you had one of the greats, Big Daddy Kane. But if you take Biz away, there is no Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah. Yep.
Because he's the one that brought him to Cold Chillin' and didn't get no money for him.
Yep.
When you talk about that album, I know on the inside, that's a whole nother story. Those records are supposed to be cleared. Just like ours records was being cleared. Somebody didn't clear that record for a reason.
Crazy.
That's all I got to say about it.
Crazy.
I know that from the inside.
Yeah.
So, I remember when Biz said, I'm just, because he had his own deal. We brought out Granddaddy IU.
Yep.
God rest soul.
God rest him. He brought out Granddaddy, but at the end of the day, Biz was trying to get his money that was owed to him.
Yeah.
By all the years of putting this one on and making this beat and da 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 da. He was, he was trying to get his money. Get his just dessert. So all of that, if you read between the lines, that had a play in all that.
Yeah.
But Biz, he was one of them type dudes. I'm going to pay you back. What? And what he did was one day he called me up, no lie. God's honest truth. He's like, yo, I'm gonna become a DJ. And I'm like, okay, you gonna DJ? Like me, like DJ? Like, yeah. But I'm gonna just do parties. And now everybody at first around the way, they thought he had fell off and had no money and this and that. You being a DJ.
He all
So,
over the place.
I got pictures. I'll send them to y'all. I got pictures of myself, Ra, and a Coogee Rap at one of my parties. Biz, one of his first parties was at one of my parties, DJing. And that was a magical night. That was when Coogee Rap and Raw went just like, and man, it was explosive. And Biz DJing, me DJing behind it. So, you know, Biz was always a trendsetter, but what he did was not only was a DJ, he was trying to be the best. He was trying to be just as good as Kid Capri, just as good as anybody. And he made himself just as good as anybody. Yep. He is the first celebrity DJ.
I remember when I first saw him DJ House of Blues show, must have been 20 years ago, and it was impressive.
Yeah, because you talk about somebody, and the thing about what everybody be like, oh, he ain't that good. I said, you try to do his part and see what happened to you.
Oh, it's
yeah.
I mean, he played the right records. He
always plays the right records because he's the type of dude to be like, Ronnie in the Manhattans, enjoy records. The label is red. And you'd be like, like dudes, which people, so many people that I know, DJs wise, and including myself, will call him up, be like, yo, what is this record? I heard this record, blah, 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 and you sing it, try it. Here you go. That's the Millionaires, Belal. You should know that. You know, that's the way Biz was, man. He was a teacher. He was a teacher to all. He was a teacher to all. He mentored everybody. He mentored me. He's the reason why I'm still DJing. I stopped DJing. He pulled me out. He said, yo, forget that production stuff. And I was working with DOS Effects and Maceo at the time. And he's like, forget all that. You need to come out to with me and and see. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You're talking 3,000 people, Kid Capri and Ace. And I'm like, wow. And he just, if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be no D-Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you another story.
Yeah.
And I love D-Nice.
Right.
D-Nice came to Taboo, which is in Hempstead, right? Sugar Man?
Yeah.
In Hempstead, with Eddie F., who I hadn't seen in years, came to the party, checked out Biz. In the middle of the party, he's like, yo, we getting ready to start a DJ, a duo. He said, what should we buy? This is D-Nice. And he goes, a pair of CDJ 1000. Forget about turntables. And he asked me, and I'm like, well, yeah, CDJs. And, you know, the rest is history.
Yep.
And that was back in 2000 and maybe 6.
As I stop to think about it, you know what I'm saying? That DJ moment definitely Bismarcky started that movement right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, because I was wondering where he was at and what he was doing. And then when I was seeing him, I was like, and then, you know, he was on flyers talking about he's DJing. So immediately I'm thinking, I'm putting 2 and 2 together like, okay, he out here, he going to be at Taboo. Okay, this is going to be fire because then he gets to perform his records too.
Yeah.
He gives the crowd a performance plus, DJ footage. It's like it's dope.
Yeah,
To putting both of those
you're
together.
talking about the dude with hit records. Talking about
Yes.
Yeah.
you talking about just a friend. When you, because I was his road manager right before he got sick. God bless him. And I remember he was doing a celebrity wedding, and this dude was like, "Please, I'll give you more money. This is dude just a friend." It's like you talking about somebody with hit records, like
Yes. Yeah.
huge records, So yeah, he was one of a kind. He put so many people on. So many people on. Like Kid Capri. He basically put him on. He was on his record label.
Yeah.
I said
You know what I
that.
mean?
He said that.
It's I know he said it because that's the truth. It's so many people that Biz put on, but that's what he was doing. He was mentoring everybody. He mentioned me, he mentored Raw, he mentored Kane. He wanted everybody to stick with me and everybody's gonna be good. Cool Z. I was, it's so much stuff I could go on and on and on. Like the things I've seen and things I've done in my career.
We'll have to have a part 2.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But I'm just blessed to be around it and still be able to make money with it. And,
Yep.
But like I said, I appreciate y'all for having me because as far as that house party thing, I try to get that straight because everybody debate and there's no debate.
Right.
Right. It's like, how do you say something and you go on the same show that Kid was on and he said what he said about Groovy Chill and you go behind that and say what you're still saying that. That's disrespectful.
I mean, even the Hudlin brothers will tell you who.
Right. And I don't like that because I just feel that Strong Island it's always got the back seat and we should have the front seat. Yeah. We should be sitting right where everybody else, all packed in the front seat because that's all what it is. Nobody was greater than the next.
Yep.
Right.
Unless, of course, you're Big Daddy Kane and then you're in the back of the U-Haul.
Yeah, you're in the back of the U-Haul. Yeah. But every time I see him, we laugh about that because that was a moment. That was like, we were just trying to do hip hop. And the crazy thing about it, nobody came to the party. Why? Because Crush Groove had came out and everybody went to the movies.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God.
So we drove, it was like 10 people there. And that's why.
So there were 10 people there and Kane and Rock.
Kane and us. Right back and forth. Yeah. Just blazing the microphone in the middle of Joe Frazier's gym. In the ring, like two boxes. Come on, man. I can't make this stuff up. I can't make it up.
Oh my God.
Nobody was there. But
Crush Groove, hell of a movie though, at least.
Right?
Huh?
Crush Groove was a hell of a movie.
Yeah. It's a good movie. But I will say this about House Party. House Party. The greatest thing about House Party is that was the first real movie about, for me, when I saw it, when we saw it, we was like, wow, the Hudlin brothers is dope. Because if I told you that all the dance scenes was done on a click, you wouldn't believe me. That's all was done on a click. No music.
Yeah. Right.
And the energy was like, you wouldn't believe that.
Right.
But it was because we didn't have a soundtrack.
Right.
And we have only one record we had, and that was Ain't That Type of Hype. At the tail end of the shooting, and that's when they did the dancing to that record. But everything else was click.
Wow.
So for that movie to be, we made it in 89, it came out in 90.
Right.
For it to be still like one of the, like, you see it all the time.
Yeah.
You don't see Boys in the Hood all the time. You don't see Menace to Society all the time.
It's so enjoyable to watch it today. It's like the same.
Yeah,
it's
and to know that that's part of y'all story. It's crazy for me because if it wasn't for that movie, a lot of movies in the black filmmaking, that movie's the first movie that made money.
Yeah.
Period. It made a lot of money. So all of the, it's like, oh, we got to get on this. Oh, boys in the hood, this one, that one. That kicked in. Remember, the House Party was before those movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing DJ Pooh on set. I met him on set because everybody in LA was there.
Yeah.
Because he
On
just
set.
lived right down the street.
Down the street, right? He lived right down the street, so he parked his ass right there at Cobra Studio. So that's a powerful movie. It's like it till this day
Started the new black cinema.
That's
The new black
in a lot
cinema.
of ways. But like I said, it was a universal movie
right.
where
Yeah.
it was like one of the movies that like Rocky. Like it was, if you was into boxing, you're gonna love Rocky. It was done so good. If you remember any house party you was in, you'd be like, yo, I remember when that happened, when the dude busted the toilet and everybody went you was at a house party. So that's why they should have never made the other one.
Oh, House Party 2.
I got a special place in my heart for that, but I understand the sentiment.
Man, no, I'm talking about, the new one. They should have never did it.
Yeah.
Oh, this new one they got out. Yeah.
Yeah, they should have never did it because if you don't get in touch with the Hullen brothers and them type of people, it's no realness in a millionaire, multi-millionaire. You're doing a house party in a multi-millionaire's house.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's like, who thought of that?
I forgot that even happened already.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta leave things alone. That's just like somebody doing Star Wars over. Like,
Okay, so we still like House Party 2. We're cool with that, right?
Yeah, I like House Party too.
I like it a lot too. I think it's pretty.
Yeah, I liked it too. But the Hullen brothers didn't want to do a sequel. They didn't want to do sequels. That's why they just did the first one, and they went on to do Boomerang and all the other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff. Posse. But it's like I said, that movie started a lot of careers.
Yeah.
A lot of careers. You look at the list of people. I remember meeting Farside on that set. Fat Lip is in that movie.
Lips
He's one of the extras. Lips is in that movie. He's one of the extras.
I have to look now. I gotta look for him. I never knew that.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was in the dance scenes.
Okay.
What's the girl that got slapped by Drake?
dancers.
Yeah, they was dancers. First time I heard them, they took us to an underground spot out in LA. And I was like, these dudes is nice.
Are you thinking of D Barnes, by the way? D Barnes?
Yeah, I'm talking about D Barnes. They was in a group before she was
Body and
doing
Soul.
hosting and stuff.
Yeah.
Body and Soul. They was on that set. They was extras.
Wow.
A lot of stars came out of that. Yeah.
The girl asking for the chips. And she's like, "You got any chips or something?"
Oh yeah. She still acts. I forgot her name, but she still acts. I got her on my Facebook page. But it's a lot of people, man. It's like, Robin Harris was he was a genius. This dude would be. I tell you a real quick story. We got a call at 7 a.m, and I'm tired. I'm like, yo, man, I don't even want to be here. So Robin Harris comes in. How you doing, bro, man? Going down the line. We all in our seat. How you doing, bro, man? How you doing? He's joking on him. He go to the next one. And I'm like, yo, this dude, man, this is going to just bother me. I don't, So he goes, how you doing, bro, man? How you doing? What's your name, bro, man? Instead of me saying Dave, Paul, Eddie, I go Belal. He said, Belal? What the hell is your parents calling you a Belal? That shit sounds like something you catch on your feet. And he used that in the movie.
A lot of type of dudes, boy.
Don't know why parents gave you that African name, knowing he's from Cleveland.
Yeah, knowing you from Cleveland. He said that to me before he did it on set.
I know a lot. You can tell what he wrote. That's like his lines in that movie. It's just so Robin Harris.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Robin.
yeah, yeah. He was just quick with it, and we would be laughing so hard. We'd be and even with Martin was trying to find himself, and I was, rooming with him, trying to make him learn how to DJ, and I couldn't get him to do it. It's hard, you couldn't get it. So they was going to use my hands, but they said, we ain't got time, to shoot it because it's going to cost more money. So they didn't. Just have them just boom, boom, boom. Okay. So we did that. And
It's phone.
Chill Will again.
Chill Will interrupting the story.
Or is that
As
Barry B?
usual.
Maybe it's Barry B.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. People
No,
say,
it's all good.
Martin used to tell me jokes all the time. And I'd be like, that ain't funny. That ain't.
You need to shoot him in the foot.
And he'd be like, yo, you so hard. I'm trying to tell you, it ain't funny. So to see him blow, when I saw him on Martin, I couldn't believe it was the same guy.
Wow.
It wasn't really funny back then.
He was still working it out.
Yep.
He was still working it out. And man, to see him blow like that, I was like, wow.
Yeah, that was the first time I really remember seeing him in that movie. Might have seen him I think he's actually in Do the Right Thing.
He is
Barely,
in Do the Right Thing, yeah.
But, but I loved him in this movie, and I'm like, this dude's funny. Like, and then shortly after that, he put out this comedy album. I think it's called Talking Shit, right? And it's excellent, and his stand up was amazing. But yeah, I heard this before too.
Didn't he do a movie? Didn't he also do a movie about a stand-up comedian? About comedians?
Yeah.
He did a movie.
Yeah, he does.
Wasn't that
Martin.
Dirty After Dark or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like there was nobody actually. It was only a couple of real actors on the set. One was Martin. He had a little part in What's Happening now, but the only
Right.
accomplished was
Tisha.
Yeah.
Everybody else was new, even the directors.
Yeah.
That was their first movie. So they hit it like that. That was amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Great stuff.
And George Clinton is in it.
Right.
And Full Force.
And Full Force.
And actually, you want to talk about who steals that movie? Who wasn't an actor before that, right? Bow-legged Lou. Come on.
Now, let me tell you a quick story about it.
Buddy.
Okay.
When we were doing that shoot, I was sleeping on the table in the cafeteria, and they get
Crazy.
they getting into it with kids, and all of a sudden, Bow-legged Lou was just talking regular through the whole thing, and all of a sudden he was like, "We gonna kick your fucking ass," and laughing. And Reggie was like, hold up, wait a minute, do it again. He had to do it about 8 times. He said, that's your voice throughout the whole movie. I need you to adapt the voice out of you.
Love it.
That's it.
That's that improv that Reggie is a genius. He could take, like Reggie, he could take certain situations and he see it before you see it.
Yeah.
As a director, he's like, no, I need you to do it like this. Those guys was pros.
Yep.
And it was just amazing to see it, all happen in one movie with a bunch of extras from around the hood that never act.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, I never looked at it that way. I'm thinking, this auditioning and all that other stuff. Now, we was on a Wing It tour.
Yeah.
like we did Heavy D in the Boys video.
Yeah, that was a Wing It tour.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it was.
Wow.
Because, you know, nobody
You
would,
told
to this day, nobody would consider, they would thought this movie would still be watched till this day.
Yeah. Yep.
No way.
Well, thank you for coming through, Belal. We appreciate it, man. Appreciate the stories.
I appreciate
Word
it.
up.
We'll have you back to tell some more.
Oh, yeah. I got more stories in the law. Everybody's like, yo.
Start a new segment. Stories with
They didn't
DJ
even
Belal.
get to talk about this at all yet.
Oh, see, we have to pull that up the next time, right?
You gotta tell the kids to stop playing with the light switch.
That was me. But
what album was that, Knockless?
This is just the hip hop music 12.
Which by the way, for me, I just be on the record.
Yeah,
I hated that album cover. I hated the look of that album. I wanted to keep everybody's ass in front.
That's what I was saying. Like part 2, we could talk about the whole art direction.
Yeah, was that a response? Was that to capitalize on the De La?
Yeah, they went way berserk. Yo, me, Andre, and Chill and Groove, we go out to this. Yo, y'all gotta see the album. We had just did a nice photo shoot and everything. Dope photo shoot. They had it all.
Y'all got headshots.
Yeah, they just cut your heads out.
Yeah, they had it covered up. We did have bodies. We did have bodies.
Right.
Yeah,
It kind of looks a little De La meets Son of Berserk.
Son of Berserk. Yeah. Word up.
Chicken. Not really chicken.
Listen, we saw that album cover. We was like, what in the what?
I was kind of that way too when I saw it.
And on top of that, they already had it in production, so we couldn't change it.
Ah,
I was heated.
man.
It's like one of the
Record company politics, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah, this screams
People
of
like this is great.
rushed album art.
It's De La meets Son of Berserk. Absolutely.
Definitely.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
You know, we was trying to be cool.
Oh,
Right.
speaking of cool.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's the only part of being cool.
No, actually, the coolest part is the hype sticker.
Oh
my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
But, you know, fast forward.
More of that in part 2, maybe.
Fast forward.
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, I'm DJing still. We're going to do a house party, DJ Belal house party, dance party too.
Nice.
I own a mobile DJ company, Simply the Best. I got these out.
Oh,
I need mine.
Very good. Yep.
I need mine.
You know,
I like that.
on Etsy, I got a thing called Hip Hop Quotables.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just out here, still touring.
That's what's up, man. That's beautiful. That's you know, thankfully you're able to still do it, man. That's the beautiful thing.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you taking the time. We will talk again soon.
Yeah, man.
My boy.
Super B.
Allow in the building.
Super B. All right.
Word.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Word up.
Here we go.
Hey, peoples.
Sugar Bear.
I told you. I told you.
Stuff, man. Get to hear the stories.
Yeah, man. That's what it's about, man. This show is about letting people know, you know, where it all came from, man. The beginning until today, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Word up.
One time for your mind.
Is that Terry Club there, Mr. Sugar Bear?
Hey, yo, let me show you something. Now that we hanging out, we can still be on the air, man. But you know, just to let you know something, man. We dangling, man. We dangling. You know what I'm saying? It's still, you know, I ain't wear it yet. I ain't really wear it yet. We dangling, man. I ain't really wear it yet. But yeah, man. I had to throw this on tonight, man. Word
Please
up.
don't get him started.
Oh yeah. Nah.
We need to
we
go
ain't
Kango
do it.
shopping. I need a new Kango.
Yeah, I saw an episode with you wearing one, but you got the squid joint.
That's
I got a bucket hat. Yeah, I got a bucket hat too, but mine's light blue. The old man fishing, looking like EPMD and shit. You know what I mean? But it got the Kango on it though. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, right up
I
front.
lost that same hat in 6th grade. In the I lost it at a basketball game.
That's like the one that LL wore, but he had the red.
This is the one. This is the same one. The Bermuda.
Please
He had all
don't
flavor colors.
about the red freaking Kango.
I had the maroon one in Heavy D and the Boys video.
Okay.
I had a maroon one on in the Heavy D and the Boys video. And then I had a Spitfire. This was before all the records, before any of it. At the DJ battles or whatever, it was a battle because it was a whole bunch of DJs. And I had the Spitfire hat, which was, it's, I don't know, how can I describe it? It wasn't this, but it went around. It had a little brim on it. You know what I'm saying? And motherfucker played, it snatched it off your head and passed it down the line on me. Because I turned around, nigga stood back there, he clapped and, dancing and shit. I'm looking at somebody snatched my hat and I can't find it. So I snatched my hat at a party. So I'm going outside like this now. Nigga got me for my hat. No respect. I guess I was the only one with the fly ass Spitfire on it. Kango Spitfire. But other than that, that's it. That was part of hip hop.
Yeah.
Snatching hats.
Yep.
Snatching gazelles.
Snatching gazelles.
You know what I'm saying? And they were easy to grab because they ain't had no lens in them.
Right.
They go right in Skittles.
Were they gazelles or gazelles? Which one?
We was called gazelles. Now you want to go to school with it,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
It was the knockoff ones and it was the real one.
Oh, word? I never noticed that the spelling was different.
No, there's Cazal and there's Gazell, like the animal.
Yeah.
Oh no, I never saw those.
Yeah.
I ain't never saw
Those
them.
are Adidas. Those are shoes, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. What I mean is, those are the Adidas with the fourth stripe on them and shit. What I mean is, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I'm out one time for your mind. I got things I gotta do and shit tomorrow.
All right, Bear. Nice
All right,
too, bro.
I love y'all one time. See Doc again. One.
Yeah, man. All right, peace.
Peace.
And just to let everybody know, it's C-Doc again. It's brought to you by the Spit Slam Record Label Group. The Spit Slam Record Label Group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at spitslamrecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The Spit Slam Record Label Group. Throwback to the future sound. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And Jennifer, who do we have coming through the show next week?
Money B.
Yes.
Underground.
The infamous Money B, Digital Underground.
Mackworth, I'm guessing you're going to be joining us for that episode.
I'm going to do everything I can. I got mad props to bring. I want to go head to head with Ultramag on that one, maybe.
Oh,
you might have to bring on the Overlord of Fresh because he loves Digital Underground. That you might have to bring him on. He can battle you. I'm not the digital fan, but trust me, Fresh has it all.
Fresh has the catalog. Oh, snap. Sounds good.
Oh, wait,
all right.
Jennifer, what are we doing on Sunday?
Yes.
C-Doc.
What are we doing on Sunday?
I didn't know if we were officially announcing that, or we did officially announce
we
it.
are.
Okay. All right. So, yes. Let's Yeah, I'm totally not prepared for this. But okay, yes. So check in on Channel Zero on Sunday for a new show that we are starting. Go ahead, you guys talk about it because I'm totally lost.
It's C-Doc again presents the mixtape.
The
Not
mixtape.
going to be on Channel Zero. Going to be.
Oh,
on
that's
Twitch.
right. It's no, it's not going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, yes, YouTube. It will be on.
Okay.
I guess
It'll be on everything that.
It'll be on everything. Yes. Facebook.
Yes, new show, exciting. Thanks.
So, right.
But go ahead and explain what it is. We're going to.
It's me, Jennifer, and we're going to have DJ Soulbuck on. And so basically, we're wrapping up last week's show and then priming the new show that's about to come. So people are always talking about, in the comments, I got to go back and listen to this album and, refamiliarize.
Yeah.
Now you're not going to have to.
Too many syllables.
Yes.
But you don't have to now because we'll have some music and get a little bit.
You need an interpreter.
Yeah,
everybody,
an interpreter.
Catch everybody up on our guests for the week. So yes, on Sunday. What time Sunday?
8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific, and whatever else is in between,
and everything else in between. Yeah. So
it's called It's C-Doc again.
No, it's the
C-Doc
mixtape.
Again presents the mixtape.
Yep.
Nice.
So there you go. So join Jennifer Ultramag and Soulbuck.
I'm looking forward to that. That actually, since we just mentioned Money B, that'll be 5 p.m. PST if I hear that right.
Yes.
And at 7 p.m. PST Sunday nights, Money B is now doing his show where he's doing classic gaming. I caught that just a couple nights ago. But stick around for Money B maybe after Jennifer and Ultra.
Word up.
Is that's on Twitch too?
That's on Twitch too. Yeah. He's just getting started with it. So check it out next Sunday maybe. Yeah.
There you go. Fantastic.
Happy birthday today
to Lars Professor, the Extra P, and DJ Premier.
Yes.
Of Gangstar.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you went to an old school pick. No one missing
and speaking, I don't know if the date is exactly correct, but my hip hop celebration anniversary date picture of the day was Rocco holding Digital Underground's Sex Packets, because evidently today was the release date, possibly back in 90?
That should have been 90, right? I
think
the
single dropped in 89, right?
Yeah.
And then
the
album
was
90.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So hopefully it's correct.
Yep.
If it's not, oh well. Celebrate anyway.
But nonetheless timely.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Based on who's coming next.
Yep. So yes, thank you everybody for watching tonight live with us. Thank you to my co-host, and thank you to everybody watching on the replay. And we will see you next week for another episode of It's C-Doc Again.